Hey guys, Cyber Dragon here. Giving you guys part 4? Maybe this is maybe part 5 actually, yeah. No, before we begin, I got some updates. I won't be uploading every single day, obviously because I didn't yesterday. I'll upload at least a couple times a week, so don't quote me on this. Reason being, I don't want to finish the series too soon because, well, I could make mistakes and ideas that I didn't think of beforehand that I regret not adding before. So that is one thing why I'm not going to upload like that every single week. But I will most likely do 2 videos today. But again, don't quote me on that. So... And soon enough, I will be actually flying out to Florida to visit some family members down there. So I will be pre-recording some videos and putting some dates so that you guys can have those videos. It won't be any time. It will be somewhere around the beginning of March when I'm doing that. So yeah. But also, I got some comments about the Star-Lord video. And these are the 4 comments that I got. So I wanted to thank you guys for that one, but this is also about the One for All thing for that series. Someone said yes, get One for All, basically for Deku. So I may, depending on what others' response is to that. I still wanted to give everyone a fair shot, so I'll wait until at least. Well, actually, the next Star-Lord video I'm doing is for the heroes versus villains, so... Yeah, I'm not so sure actually now. I might do that, but... Let's see in the future. And for the ship, some people said Mina and Jiro. Which I agree to, that were 2 people I was thinking of the most. But, I need a solid answer. Some people said Jiro, that like some people I personally know, and some people said Mina, so. But yeah, they also gave me another great idea which I will implement into the story of Star-Lord sooner or later. And for the deoxys part, I noticed I forgot to put one of the new member in 1A. I will do that after the sports festival. So yeah, like right after the sports festival, there will be a new member of 1A. You might know who it is, but at the same time, you may not. So that's all I really wanted to talk about for that part. Anyways, let's get to the story. So, last time we left off, Deku was training with his new movesets, which one of them is Barrier now, or Reflect. Which that one will just simply reflect the moves back at the opponent. Another one he learned was Double Team. And his speed, strength, and defense has increased. Not super high, but noticeable increase of those. Such, during the 2 weeks of training, Mina is considering to confess to Deku. After realizing she actually likes Deku after seeing his death, almost regretting the fact that she never had a chance to say anything, she decided to after the sports festival. But yeah, so speaking of which, everyone returned to 1A. It is the day of the sports festival. Aizawa comes in, saying, "Alright, everyone, go to the changing rooms and change into your outfits." So they do. Mina is with the other girls. So it's talking to them like, "Hey, so I'm thinking to confess to Deku." All the girls crowd her, like, "Wait, do you love Deku or something?" She said, well, yeah, I denied it at first, but after seeing him technically die, I realized that I can't live without him, like, without knowing that. So I want to confess to him after the sports festival. I don't want to right now because it will distract him, but yeah, so they all agree on that and excited for Mina. Because those are her friends, obviously. The guy's asking how Midoriya's doing since over the 2 weeks since he died. He said he's fine, and matter of fact, he even mentioned about some new techniques he learned, or skills. And notices an incredible increase of strength, speed, and overall attack power. They're surprised to hear this, and now they're curious what he will bring. As he's saying that, Todoroki goes up to him. Izuku says, "You're most likely the second strongest person in here, next to me. So I'm challenging you to the sports festival. I don't want to... I'm declaring war on you." Basically. Deku is shocked by this. He thought that Todoroki was not really... He wasn't suspecting Todoroki to do this. Bakugo is upset that he didn't even come up to him and say that. He put him in line with, like, everyone else. Bakugo thinking, like, he thinks of me as an extra. No, he's the extra in here. He goes up to them and says, "Well, you know what? I'm challenging both of you into this war. So, you both better watch out, because I'm gunning for the top spot." Deku, asserting himself into it more. He gained some confidence after a while. And with hanging out with Mina, being a bit more outgoing too. Well, I'm not going to stand idly by either. I'm challenging you two as well. I don't care if I may not be the strongest person out there, but I'm definitely not going to lose without a fight. So I want you two to bring in everything you got, because I'm sure as hell I am. Todoroki and Bakugo is taken aback by this. They saw him more or less as timid, but strong. But him declaring war on both of them now like this. So Bakugo is mad, and Todoroki is just... kind of just Todoroki. Having daddy issues and whatnot. But yeah, so... Kirishima tries to defuse the situation. Todoroki simply walks off, and not even uttering a word after that. And yeah, so everyone follows suit after Todoroki left. And now it's the main stage area. And I believe I made Deku got first in the entrance exam, if I'm not wrong. So yeah. Midnight calls up, "Will Izuku Midoriya please come up to give the speech to start off the sports festival?" Izuku is nervous, obviously. He never talked to a big crowd like this. Since ever he was homeschooled and went to more or less a private school, he never had to do anything like this. He's looking around, nervous as all hell, until he spots Mina. Mina gives him a look of confidence, like, "You can do this." He calms down and he just doesn't think of people around them. He just looks at his class and Mina, just zoning only to them. He starts his speech. "Hello there, everyone. You may not know me, but I'm Izuku Midoriya. I'm here to show the world that I'm here to show the world what we are made of, or what I'm made of. And I hope everyone in this sports festival will do the same." So I won't be holding back, so I expect none of you will too. Let's show the world what it means to be a UA student. So let's go beyond. Plus Ultra. Silence for a moment. Everyone starts cheering. Some of 1B is cheering too. Obviously not Monoma, but let's say Kendo is clapping for that. Saying that not all 1A students are arrogant. Just Bakugo. Midnight congratulates him for a good speech, and she spins the wheel to show it's the race. Most of the events won't change, so let's get to that. As everyone's getting ready, Deku's thinking, how should I do this? Do I want to show some of my new abilities now, or should I save them for a more dire situation? And should I occupy... So I probably should occupy speed in this case too then. So, before the race begins, when they are something to say audio mark, get set, Deku transforms to his speed form. People are wondering like, what? Does he have a transformation quirk? And Midnight says, go! Todoroki freezes the ground, but Deku is flying, so he broke rid of the sound barrier, making a sonic boom behind him. So making a lot of people lose their balance. Todoroki as well. He thinks he's gotten faster since the quick apprehension test. President Mike is astounded, like, what is up with this kid, Aizawa? Aizawa simply says, well, that's Izuku Midoriya. Apparently his quirk is called Psychic. He can transform into this transformation of his. We don't know much about it, but we know this form of his is very fast. There's also 3 other forms, his base, attack, and defense form. Gives them all different increase of one each of the categories he just mentioned. His speed form is matched to none other than Tenya Ida and All Might himself. But it appears that he's gotten faster since the USJ. The only downside with this form is, I believe I said attack power, if I'm not wrong. Like, wait, the attack? Yeah, no, attack power. Like, so yeah, no, this form doesn't attack very fast, though. It's fast, but it doesn't have a lot of power. Oh, no, wait, did I make... No, it's this one that doesn't have a lot of attack. Now Todoroki is just trying to catch up to Deku. He's slowly catching up to him, using ice behind him. He's kind of slide. He's not worried about making obstacles for others, he's just wanting to get past him. So is Bakugo. So, sorry, I have something caught in my throat. Either way, Bakugo is pissed, so it's doing large explosions behind him to propel himself forward. They're slowly catching up to Deku, but Deku is so fast. Either way, they hit that to the robots. Deku says dodging all the robots he can, and then when the 0 point about to hit him, he switched to his defense form, crossing his arms, making a large barrier around him. And the robots cannot break through it. So he actually used a bit of reflect as well to reflect the impact of the attack to the 0 pointer, sending the 0 pointer flying back a bit. Yeah. That's his defense form. Apparently, he's gotten an increase of protection as well with looking like a new move he came up with. He told me that he came up with a new move, and I guess this is one of them. I guess it can reflect back any attacks like that. Or any impact. Although, it appears to not have the same amount of impact as if it were to hit him. It seems to only have little less than the original attack. Which, yes, that is the weakness of the reflect attack I'm doing. Can't full on return the same amount of force. Can only return about at least half of the amount. A bit more if he had more time to focus, I guess. So he can return a 100% smash to All Might. He can at most bring back a 50 to like a 25 to 50% smash back to All Might. If it was a 100% smash. So that's the only downside of the reflect attack. But any weaker moves that would be sent at him would easily be reflected back with almost the same amount of force. So Deku is now transformed back to his speed form and starts to fly off. Todoroki does the same thing as in canon to freeze the zero pointer to make obstacle. When Deku reaches the tightrope, he simply just fly across. Todoroki is thinking, I don't have time to get through this, so making a bridge and not even caring if anybody else can get across from it. So Bakugo is just following behind Todoroki till he can find an opening to get rid of both at the same time. Or get rid of one, at least. Everyone else is catching up, starting to now, when they reach the minefield. Deku has an idea. He transforms back to his base form and starts to levitate some mines with him while he's flying across. Todoroki and Bakugo is wondering what is he planning. When they get when they're getting closer to Deku, both of them try to attack him, but Deku anticipated this, throwing 2 mines at both of them. They don't have enough time to dodge because they were already in mid-attack mode. They both get hit with a massive explosion of 2 mines with follow-up explosions with the other mines behind them, around them, sending them both flying back towards nearly the like a ways back from the minefield. So other people is already passing him. Such transforming back to speed form, Blitz gets to the finish line and gets first place. Since if Bakugo and Todoroki did get blasted back, I'm gonna say Ida did get second. And who got third? I can't remember who got third in canon, so technically fifth in canon, because if we're going by who got fourth and fifth, then let's just say I guess let's just say Momo got third, because I think Momo would think of an idea, and with Mineta not dragging being on her back, I think she would have an easier time to be more mobile. So yeah. So Todoroki and Bakugo actually get 7th and 8th place. Getting past most people fast, but not Momo and Ida faster, so they're both steaming mad. And so is Endeavor. He is actually letting off a lot of fire, and no one want to be around him like that. Bakugo goes up to Deku, saying, "That was a cheap trick, and you know it, Deku. All is fair in love and war, Bakugo." He gets mad at that fact. And yeah, so the 10 million points Deku does get in canon. Momo and Ida is on second and third, so yeah. I don't know if Todoroki would still want both of them on his team, because he would be a probably pretty high target too. But not as high as the 10 million points. Let's say some people do want to go with Deku for this. Ida not joining up with Deku because he thinks, like the same in canon, like he wants to win this without to rely on Deku. Mainly due to the fact because he would have gotten fourth if Deku didn't blast both Todoroki and Bakugo away with those landmines. So yeah. But let's see, who would join Deku then? Let's say Mina does join because that's the ship for one. And Tokoyami and Umaraka, yeah. Let's say Mei Hatsume didn't join Deku's team, so she had to join Bakugo's team, let's say. So the end results would still be the same as in canon, like the people who would be in the finals still be in the finals, basically. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get to the Cavalry battle. So Deku explains the plan, and they're actually thinking it's a pretty good plan. Since he can fly, he can easily maneuver a lot of them, but he wants them all to show what they also got. Too, so he wants to be fair to his friends. So he won't fly, even though he can. But he will be doing something else more devilish, I guess. Like, he will float, more or less, let's say. Or actually, something else, actually. I'll tell you what it will happen. So, the race starts. Deku tells Umaraka to make them all float. Well, everyone except for him float. Oh, thanks. So, you're on the video now, my dude. But yeah, so... And Deku just transforms into his base form, helping them all stay in midair. His psychic power can lift them all up, but he wants to kind of show what everyone in his team can do. He tells Tokoyami to use Dark Shadow to take some headbands. He knows that everyone will be gunning for the million points, so he wants to be safe. So he does get some points while at it. So he gets a couple of headbands, enough to make sure he at least be in 4th or 3rd place. And whenever they land, he tells Mina to make an acid floor so that people would be more hesitant to step over there. And she does. And he actually does this, too, after they land, so Umaraka can rest. So, good job, Umaraka. Now, let's make this more interesting for everyone else. So, he uses Double Team, but only making 3 copies. Why 3 copies? Not of just of himself, though. Of everyone on his team. 3 Minas, 3 Tokoyamis, 3 Umarakas, and 3 him. Now it's just a guessing game of who is the real ones. Everyone's surprised. And President Mark, what? He can split apart? Yeah, that was one of the new techniques he learned. So, parts of his quirk he learned. He can apparently split himself several different times, but apparently he can also make clones of other people as well, too. He recently learned about this, so... People are eyeing Deku's team, thinking that the Deku is amazing and his quirk is so versatile. Having psychic kinetic powers, splitting himself parts, making barriers, and apparently having an increase of whatever the situation calls, either speed, defense, or attack power. So, and some people and teachers of UA thinking man, I could teach him some things. Mostly ectoplasm, because he sees that he can make copies of himself. But not only that, apparently other people. And the reason why he only made 3, well, if you do some simple math, making 3 or 4 different people would, so 3 times is, well, 12. He can make up to 12 clones of himself and others. But if he wants to make 12 of one specific person, he can. But since he's doing 4 different people, he only can make 3 of each of them. I think that's a bit overpowered in general if you can make infinite amounts, so I am limiting himself to 12 at least for now. So yeah. Now everyone's chasing the clones. Some of them are doing their own moves again, like how he makes them all float with Umar making them float where the clones are. And if you're wondering if he can change in different forms while the clones are, all the clones can only do the same forms as the original one doing, not the separate forms. So he can't make 3 clones of him and do in different forms, like not one defense, one defense, one speed, and one attack. No, they all have to transform to like a defense, a speed, or an attack, no matter what. If he could do that, then I think that would be a bit too overpowered. Just balancing some stuff out. But don't get me wrong, he is still a bit overpowered. The timer runs out, Deku is in first place, or his team is. And I'm going to say one of the clones was caught by Todoroki, but that clone did dissipate as soon as he was about to grab the headband. So he's mad that he didn't even get the right one. Everyone is definitely eyeing Deku's team and him. So, Mina jumping around like, we got first place, and just runs up to hug Deku, so just very happy and excited. Like, we did it. Deku is blushing and embarrassed, like, Mina realizing what she's doing, she backs off, blushing a lot. You can tell she's blushing, like, red now. Some of the 1A girls laugh at this a bit. And yeah, the same event happened in canon with Ojiro and that one guy forfeiting. And Ojiro does tell Deku, like, watch out for Shinjo's quirk. And Deku does take this in mind. But yeah. The same happens in canon, like all the people who are in the finals, like Mina and everyone like that. Was Aoyama actually part of Shinjo's team, I just realized? Yeah, no, he has to be, so. I can't remember if he was in any of the main 3 groups, so. Whatever, so. Yeah, So Deku versus Shinjo. I don't think we need to go over any of the events. Maybe some particular ones. But yeah, so. Shinjo does try to make Deku talk. He's not buying him mind. He's just transforming into his base form, levitating Shinjo and just throwing him out of the ring. Then he says, your quirk is useful, but if you don't have any actual skill to it, then, yeah. So, you probably wouldn't, you would be discovered too easily. I'll see what I can do for you to join 1A at least. I feel like you can be a great hero one day, if you practice. Shinjo is thanking Deku. Even though he's mad that he lost, he's not super mad. So, Deku does say you have an amazing quirk. Just learn from like a Zara, basically. So yeah. And a lot of people are surprised how far Shinjo actually got, especially with his type of quirk. So, same happens in canon for Shinjo. And yes, Shinjo will be part of 1A. I've finally decided he will, since no one commented about that. I made a final decision, so yeah. It's just the fight with Todoroki and Zero does happen, but a bit more brutally, let's say. Todoroki is mad at the fact that he has not been doing so well in the few events he's been in. The Cavalry race, he got 7th place. And in the race, like the obstacle race, he got 7th place. Well, in the Cavalry battle, he only got 2nd. And he didn't even fight the real Deku, apparently. So yeah, he does get a bit more brutal with Zero. Deku's seeing this. He's mad at Todoroki now. Wondering, like, what is his deal? He doesn't have to be mad that he is not doing... I won the past couple of events. And yeah, same thing happens with Umuraka, but Bakugo is not as mad, let's say. Like in canon. He just does the same thing to Umuraka as in canon, so... And yeah, now the real interesting fight, Todoroki versus Deku. Both of said before that, Deku did get approached by Endeavor, and Endeavor does say the same. It says this: "You may be the only one here can push Todoroki to use his fire. I want you to make him use his fire. Not to say that I'm not mad that he's being beaten by you in the past couple of events. So don't think you are a top dog because you won a couple of races. The battle is what's really important here. Like I said, I am going to get him to use his fire, but not because what you have asked me. To be honest, I don't know what your guys' relationship is entirely. And no, Todoroki does not confront Deku about his past in this one. He's just a bit too mad to do that, and he doesn't make the connection with All Might for this one, so because there's no connection in general with All Might and him. Like, why would there be? But yeah, so Endeavor is mad but glad, like Deku is gonna make him use his fire, but not because Endeavor asked him to. He just thinks, well, at least the kid is gonna make him use his fire. So, not like I really care. As such, the fight for it begins with Todoroki and Deku. Todoroki fires some ice. Deku goes in his defense form, doing reflect. So, and once the ice hits that barrier, it does reflect the ice back. Kind of. It just hits the same ice and shatters it. People are surprised, like, wow, he can actually push Todoroki's ice back at him. If that huge glacier wasn't in the way at first. But yeah, so Todoroki is trying to use like ice again and again, but he's just keep using reflect. Now you might be wondering, how long can he do reflect? Well, since there is not an All Might kind of punch, if he does an All Might punch against Deku with reflect, at most he can only do like one punch, because some of the momentum still does hit Deku, just not a whole lot. So he can only do it for a short while. But yeah, no, don't get me wrong, Deku is getting hit by Todoroki's ice a bit too, so he's suffering some damage himself. It's just his defense form does occupy more in defense, so he can handle it more longer than Todoroki can with his ice, like until the ice affects him. It's just if Todoroki was using both ice and fire, he might have a bit more difficult time. It just will depend. But you know, Todoroki said, "Stop hiding behind that damn defense of yours and fight me." Deku said, "No, you're not willing to go all out on me, so why should I on you? You're not even going to respect me enough to do that. If you're not, why should I respect your wishes?" "Oh, so my father put you up to this, huh?" Deku puzzled. Like, you're not going to go all out on me until I use my fire, aren't you? Well, I'm not, so I'm going to keep using my ice until I win. Deku gets irritated. You know, you're dumb as hell if you think you can just win by your own ice. So, use your damn fire. So, it is not your quirk. It is not his quirk, it's yours. It might have came from him, but you're the only one who can use it. Not him. So, yeah, Todoroki does get the flashback of, like, it's not his quirk is yours. And Todoroki uses fire. And Deku is now going to get all serious. Like, "No, you ready for a real fight, Todoroki?" Todoroki nods with that when now Todoroki is using fire, but Deku multiplies into his space form, making 12 copies of him, just circling around Todoroki now, flying all around him. Todoroki's having difficulty landing, figuring out which one is the real Deku. He's hitting them, but he only got, let's say, 3 down. After that, Deku transforms into his attack form. All of them do. And charge up an energy ball. Todoroki thinking, like, which one should I hit? And such, he makes an ice barrier around him. All of them fires at him, and they all hit the ice. Todoroki does get some recoil, but not a whole lot to do that. Everyone is ecstatic about this. So Todoroki and Deku is going at it with serious intent. And yeah, Todoroki does do the final move. But Deku, making a couple more clones that he lost, makes the fence form, erecting barrier, a reflect, and barrier combined. So there's a difference between reflect and barrier. Reflect only reflects most of the attack back. You're not completely protected, so yeah. But with reflect and barrier combined, it makes an almost absolute perfect shield. The attack still hits the barriers, but the barrier is strong enough to, since it is not a full-on force of the attack. So once Todoroki shoots it, Cementos tries to lessen the blow because he thought he would kill him. But yeah, the attack still goes through and hitting Deku's barrier mixed with reflecting some of the energy back at Todoroki. Since most of it did hit the cement columns, it did lessen some of the impact, and with reflect lessening it even more, plus with barrier, Deku was not even hit by it. Basically. The barrier was, which he felt it on the barrier, but himself, no. And the small amount that was left in the reflect went back at Todoroki, knocking him out of the ring. When the smoke dissipates, they see Deku with a combination of reflect and barrier, and Todoroki out of the ring. Everyone is screaming from excitement. And President Mike said, "The winner is Izuku Midoriya!" So, everyone's cheering. And Deku just de-transformed to his humanized form and just kind of panting. So, Yeah, reason why, a lot of the clones does take some stamina to make. And with the amount of moves he's been doing with them, in combination with Reflecting Barrier, that would take a lot out of him. Not a whole lot, but still quite a bit. And yeah. But anyways, let's get on. So, the fight with Ida versus Deku. Deku wins. I don't think I need to explain why. His speed form matches Ida's reciprocal burst. So, it's more, he wanted to go more a match of speed than anything else. So, Ida just loses to that, so yeah. And the rest of the fights did happen the same, like Kirishima was us and everyone else like that. Now it's a fight between Bakugo and Deku. Everyone's been in anticipation of this. Mina is excited to see Deku getting this far. And Bakugo says this to Deku. Are you ready to lose, you damn nerd? So time to put you in your place and learn that I'm the top dog in 1A. And UA in general. I'm gonna be the next #1 hero. Deku said, in your dream, Bakugo. I may be timid at first, but I'm going to go all out on this fight. Bakugo grins and like, let's see who wins then. The match begins. Deku automatically transformed into his defense form. He decided Bakugo might go for something. Bakugo actually has been training quite a bit. And I am giving him AP shot early on, so he does fire AP shot. Deku does wreck barriers instead of reflect. He can't do both at the same time. Only reason why he did it in the clone, some of the clones did do half a reflect and half barrier. Combining the two basically. But yeah, the barriers can't withstand a whole bunch of AP shots. Bakugo is constantly blasting again and again. Until Deku's barrier went down. So shattering. Bakugo thinks, like, now I got you, damn nerd. Die! Blasting another AP shot. But Deku transformed in speed form, nearly dodging it. Only one of his tendril arms got blasted off. People seeing this like, hey, that kid just shot off his arm and whatnot. Like, he should be disqualified. And I said, don't worry, folks. He has a healing quirk of himself. People seeing his arm is regrowing back. And the other arm that was blasted off, it just disappears. People are surprised by this and like, well, not only that kid can recover from lost limbs, but he has this insane power too. What is this kid exactly? So Deku's just flying around Bakugo. Bakugo explosions, saying, stand still, you damn nerd. Deku then transforms into his attack form, blasts him in the back. Bakugo hit and he throws an explosion behind him, hitting Deku. And if I'm not wrong, this form doesn't that high in offense, so he does suffer some damage himself. They both show throwing blow after blow. Bakugo deciding to use howitzer impact. Deku decides to make multiple clones, two other clones of himself, and firing 3 energy balls, firing in a new attack. He calls this move Tri-Attack. Combining the energies as in a triangle. Yes, it is Tri-Attack from Pokemon, but this is not the elemental effects. Not of fire, ice, and lightning. No, I'm just copying the same, move-like look to it. He fires it, and both attacks collide. But Bakugo could not actually land his properly. He hit the tri-attack, which was, again, a giant triangle with electricity going between the 3 energy balls. So he gets knocked the fuck out. And Deku wins. Bakugo is restrained because he lost to Deku. He's not the same restraint as in canon. He doesn't have the muzzle around his mouth, but he is chained up, so he doesn't attack Deku after a while. Everyone's excited for... Mina's excited for Deku. And thinks like, after this, I'm going to confess. So the ceremony happens. Todoroki, I will say, was like happy to see Deku win. And yeah. All Might prevents the medal. Tokoyami got his for 3rd place. Ito would have, but he left for the stain reason. Bakugo got 2nd place, saying, "You did well, young Bakugo. Try your hard, keep training and try your hardest. You have a promising career to be one of the top heroes out there." And now it is Deku. "Young Midoriya, you have proven yourself to be a great hero in the future. I am glad to see that you have progressed over the time you have been here at UA. Not only that, though, I can't wait to see what kind of hero you become after your 3 years of UA." Deku is happy as he can be. He said, "Thank you, All Might. And thank you for your kind words as well." All Might is actually really happy, and now he's thinking maybe he can even help train young Mirio out with One for All. And after the ceremony, Mina runs up to Deku saying, "Hey, Midoriya, can you talk alone for a moment?" Sure, Mina. What is it about?" You'll see." The girl's cheering Mina on, "Yeah, you go and get your man." And Mina and Deku is in a hallway alone. They're like, "What is it about, Mina?" Deku, Izuku, I like you a lot, and I was wondering if Yumi can possibly be boyfriend and girlfriend, perhaps. Deku is shocked, happy, and flustered. I like you a lot too, Mina, but, yeah, I would like to be your boyfriend. Mina's happy and just hugs Deku and kisses him on the cheek. Deku, it just stands there frozen, he can't even think for a moment. Mina waves her hand in front of Deku. Izuku? Izuku? I think I broke him. Deku cannot think for this moment. And after a while, he finally broke out of it. Did I just get my first kiss by a girl? And Mina just laughs like he said that out loud. Wow, can't believe you actually broke down like that. Yeah, what else would I do by getting kissed by my girlfriend like that for the first time? Mina blushes a tiny bit and smiles at him "Yeah, well, I'm suspecting a kiss back, you know." Taking yeah, of course. And he does. So kisses her cheek too. And that, they're officially dating too. They decided to go celebrate for Deku winning the sports festival and officially go out for their first date. Nothing too fancy, they just go to a diner and watch a movie. So some casual dating stuff, basically. And yeah, with that is where I'm going to end it. I hope you guys do like this part. I will be making a video possibly today or tomorrow for the Star-Lord part. I'm not sure when though. Because I do go work tomorrow, but it doesn't until later in the night, so... And with me doing schoolwork as well, I may have some... Like, I don't really have a whole lot of schoolwork, just maybe a couple things here or there. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy this, and please tell me the ship for Star-Lord. I know 2 people said Jiro and Mina, but... Like, I will wait until later. And we're almost at 50 subscribers, so once one of these two series, either Taskmaster or this one, gets finished, I will do a 50 subscriber special. Or possibly a 50 subscriber special for one of these 2 series. I'm not sure yet. Either way, let's get to 50 subs, and yeah, so I'll talk to you guys next time. Cyber Dragon, out.